Good afternoon, traders. It is Thursday, July 24th, 2014. The U.S. stock market is closed. Another dull, frustrating day today. We're not doing terrible by any means, but it's just these markets are not very interesting. I sometimes get people who want to start trading, and they approach this with the idea that trading is about the most exciting thing in the world to do. And what I try and tell wannabe traders is that trading is in reality rather boring most of the time. It's just good trading means doing the same thing day after day after day and going through periods of time where nothing really too much is happening. And today, yesterday, and a few days before that kind of is typical of that. We're not having any big breakouts one way or another. And the thing is, today we closed out negative $2,500 and we're carrying negative $1,000 going into tomorrow. So it's a losing day. I mean, put those two together, what do you got? You got $3,500 negative. Now some people may cringe about that, but let me tell you this. When this market cuts loose, we can make as much as $50,000 in a single day. And trading is a lot like fishing. You got to be patient. You just got to put up with these long periods of time when nothing seems to happen, and then all of a sudden, when you least expect it, it does happen. And I got an email just a couple days ago from a customer, and you know, he's not a bad person. He's just trying to make sense out of this. And he says, you know, while the markets are choppy like this, why don't we just keep mostly in cash and cut back? The problem is you don't know when the markets go from being choppy to being spectacular. It can turn on a dime. You can have that $50,000 day tomorrow, and we don't know today if that could happen. So we just trade every day, and we have to put up with this stuff. I'm sorry, that's and that is how I've been successful, and why most people are not successful. They just can't do this. So, I mean, that's my sermon, but hey, we gotta live with this, and we just do it. Anyway, I told you what we closed out, what we're carrying tomorrow. Dow basically opened neutral this morning and a closed neutral, down 3 points. I think it opened up 1 point. So, this is not very exciting. Anyway, let's take a look at the chart. We're looking at the Dow here, and you can see here in the last 5 days we had these two bounces off the lower red line and come up here and then kind of hanging on the ceiling here, and then we've been just gradually retracting from that the last 2 days, but nothing's happening here. This is really a sideways market, and but here's the thing. It's winding up. Just keep that in mind. This market is winding up to do something, and we don't know when it's going to do something, but we want to be on board when it happens. I don't want to be in cash tomorrow if the system makes $50,000. I can trade. You know, I can go through these days losing $2,000 to $3,000 a day. I can do that for a long time, because I know when this thing turns, we'll make all that up in a single day, no problem at all. Anyway, I will show you. You know, we had some interesting trades. Let me show you the problem that we had today. Actually, we had some fairly decent trades today, but we had two really bad ones that we had to dump right at the beginning. This one was in Endeavor Silver, EXK, and you can look at this thing yesterday. We bought the top. We bought the absolute top, and you know, when you buy breakouts, sometimes you're going to buy tops. Anyway, this thing just slid all day long yesterday, and then we were stopped out bang on the open, and that cost us pretty close to $4,000. We had another one very similar to this in Trip, and the two trades in EXK and Trip cost us over $7,000. So it's pretty hard to overcome that when you have two nasty trades like that, and that's what happened to us today. We did have some good trades. I'll show you one here. This is in BlackBerry, and we don't get into BlackBerry too much, but when we do, we usually make money. And today we're still holding this. We jumped into this about 90 minutes into the day, and it just kept going, and we're holding about $1,500 in BlackBerry. And I'll show you one more $1,500 trade that we're holding. This is in Lululemon Athletica, Lulu, L-U-L-U, and we bought this right after the open, and it just kept screaming, you know. And we are holding about $1,500 in Lululemon Athletica as well. So I do not consider this a terrible day by any means. It's just a little bit frustrating and a little bit boring. We're waiting for the big day. Anyway, that's what Trader Bob has to say on this Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow on Friday.